South Africa's status as a major player on the off-road motor racing world stage will take a huge step forward at the beginning of January. The Imperial Toyota Hilux factory team will lead an assault on the 2012 edition of the Dakar Rally in South America from January the 1st to the 15th, with 4 South African-built cars tackling the world's toughest motor race. A local legend and motorcyclists will compete the South African connection on a global event that every year keeps motorsport enthusiasts spellbound. It's exactly 20 years ago that the Paris-Dakar Rally Le Cap finished on the beach at Milnerton Lagoon in Cape Town. Thousands of motorsport enthusiasts crowded into Milnerton and surrounding suburbs to witness the finish of a marathon race that was to have major sporting and socio-political spin-offs for a country in the process of undergoing major changes.
We've got Fabrizia Pons and at the team launch in South Africa's wishes.
Paris Le Cap also saw the start of a South African love affair with the Dakar Rally that launched Janelle de Villiers and Alfie Cox into international stardom.
There's not any single memory that's good. It's been the whole experience for me because it's been my first race and just every stage and it's never over until the flag drops. But it's just an incredible experience driving through the desert and the sea.
I think when I was falling, I was making sole and it's broken in the shoulder, but no operation, and I only have some weeks, but out of the race, 5 Dakars, 5 starts, 5 finishes, and the 6th one was not so good for me.
For Cape-born and bred Janelle de Villiers, the dream came true when he and German co-driver Dirk von Zitzewitz won the 2009 Dakar Rally in South America in a Volkswagen Touareg.
2009 Dakar. Volkswagen victorious for the very first time on the world's toughest motorsport event. On this year's event, second, the American Mark Miller.
The South African assault will be led by 09 winners de Villiers and von Zitzewitz and former SA champion Duncan Foss and Rob Howie in a pair of Imperial Toyota Hilux entries. The cars competed in South Africa's National ABSA Off-Road Championship and have been rebuilt to Dakar specifications. ABSA Championship regular Mark Corbett makes his Dakar Rally debut, and sitting alongside him will be former SA co-drivers champion Francois Jordan. They will be out in the futuristic-looking Century Racing CR4, designed and built in South Africa, and it sports a body configuration in line with international buggy regulations. 2 other Toyota Hilux entries built by the Whole Speed will see Argentinians Lucio Alvarez and Bernard Grau and Spanish driver Orlando Terranova and co-driver Lucas Cruz tackle this year's Dakar. The Rainbow Nation onslaught will be competed by one of South Africa's most decorated motorsport personalities, Alfie Cox, alongside regular Dakar co-driver Jürgen Schroeder in a Volvo. On the motorcycle front, multiple SA champion Daryl Curtis will get to live his dream. When Nissan withdrew from motorsport at the end of 2009, it was the end of an era in South African off-road racing. Nissan's withdrawal saw Glenn Hall switch camps in 2010 to take over as team principal of the Castrol Toyota factory team competing in the ABSA Off-Road Championship. Hall Speed moved its operation to a new state-of-the-art premises in Barbecue Downs in Midrand, the company overseeing Toyota's challenge in the ABSA Off-Road Championship and carrying on the tradition of building and supplying race cars to international teams. The springboard for South Africa's assault on Dakar 2012 is indeed the ABSA Off-Road Championship. The ABSA series has long been considered the most competitive domestic competition of its kind in the world, and the 8 events spread throughout South Africa and Botswana provide for huge challenges in terms of variety of terrain and the conditions. With regular fields of more than 70 cars, the ABSA Off-Road Championship is a role model for other categories of motor racing in South Africa. The Imperial Assault on the Dakar Rally 2012 was officially launched at a glittering function in Johannesburg with the who's who of motorsport in attendance.
A great day for South African motorsport. See South African built motor vehicles, South African drivers, South African team going to the Dakar. Yes, they've been there before, but we're really going in full force this year, and we've got to wish them all the best.
Toyota SA has been a staunch supporter of off-road racing in South Africa for more than 3 decades and now gets the opportunity to play on the world stage.
Well, you know, the Dakar is the most grueling and I think important off-road event in the world. It's an international event. Our dealers group wanted to go and participate and we said, well, we'll support it to prove quality, durability and reliability. And also the South African team has been participating in the South African series for a long time. We just felt it's an opportunity for them also to go and participate on the international stage.
The careers of Janelle de Villiers and other South Africans competing on the Dakar Rally have been closely interlinked with Glenn Hall's role as team manager. Hall has played a mentoring role for a string of drivers, and for de Villiers, joining the Toyota squad is almost like coming home.
It's great to be back with the sort of the old team, and you know, all the guys are here helping and trying to do their best to get us to Dakar, and you know, to get us there in the best possible shape. And you know, it's that race is such a great team effort, and I know I've got a good bunch of guys behind me.
Multiple South African circuit racing and off-road champion Duncan Vos is another race driver who has had a long and successful association with Hall. For Vos, competing on the Dakar Rally is like a dream come true.
Yeah, it's fantastic, you know, it's obviously a dream come true for a lot of us, you know, being able to do a race like the Dakar. That's what any racing or off-road racing driver will aspire to. So yeah, it's come together for a lot of us, and obviously we're thrilled and hoping to do the best that we can.
An excited Duncan Vos will link up with regular ABSA Series co-driver Rob Howie, while de Villiers will again be paired with German co-driver Dirk von Zitzewitz, with whom he shared the 2009 Dakar Rally triumph.
Good experience, especially with our new Toyota Hilux. The car is running like hell in the dunes, and it's big fun. And I have to say, I'm really impressed about the performance of the car here in the dunes.
The Dakar crosses 3 countries and covers 9,000 kilometers. It's teamwork and trust between driver and co-driver that are prerequisites for success.
It's easy to get lost, but on the other side you have got a compass bearing you have to follow, and it's my job mainly to keep the driver, Janelle, on this line, and he's of course looking for a good way through the dunes, and I have to see that he's staying more or less in the direction we want to go. Besides that, of course, you're looking for the dunes, and sometimes situations you're quite worried about steep downhills or getting stuck, so that's a special situation in the dunes.
For Dakar Rally rookies Duncan Vos and Rob Howie, racing in the desert will be a new experience, with the pair thankful for the opportunity to go testing in Namibia in between ABSA domestic championship commitments.
Yeah, look, to be honest, the test in Namibia, the dunes are very humbling for anybody, whether you're walking through them or driving through them. It's a big lesson, and they are a lot bigger than we are. So, but from what we take out of it is that you need to just relax and bide your time. Getting stuck is going to cost a lot more time than maybe having a second look. So we are obviously very fortunate to have dune experience where many teams overseas don't have the access. So we have to take that information and that experience and learn from it as much as we can.
Faced with a steep learning curve and limited time at their disposal, the Imperial Toyota team took full advantage of having the ideal testing ground right on their doorstep in Namibia.
The Namibia test was excellent. It was really good for us. We found a lot of the things that we thought we knew, we didn't know, and that's what testing is all about. And we confirmed a lot of items that we were working on. So all in all, it was an excellent test, and we really went forward.
Juggling between testing commitments in Namibia and competing in the final round of the ABSA Championship, the Imperial Toyota team was always involved in a race against time.
The team's in really maximum speed now. There's an immense amount of energy within the people. We're on the home run. The cars are getting their final assembly. The parts are getting assembled and built, and we're starting the packing. So a lot of excitement, but an extremely lot of hard work.
Apart from the responsibility of running the 2 Imperial Toyota Hilux entries on the Dakar Rally, Allspeed has also built 2 Hilux models for the European-based Overdrive team, overseen by South African Scott Abraham. Allspeed will also supply backup services for the Overdrive team, with the operation a massive logistical undertaking.
Logistics are huge. It's it's one of those things, I always say, is if you don't have a job on the Dakar, then you did a good job when it comes to logistics. You know, there's everything from the hotels to the entries to the flight plans. There's classic logistics, but then there's also special logistics, last minute parts which come from suppliers, or just making sure the big 26 ton 8x8 assistance trucks are ready, the race trucks which will be in the race. You know, all the small details down to what are the drivers' favorite food, and taking care of the drivers is obviously important, because they're the ones who ultimately bring home the gold, but without the team behind them in a good way, then it's impossible.
The Overdrive team has close links with Toyota Motorsport. Earlier this year, Overdrive tested and took delivery of 2 Toyota Hilux models designed and built by Hall Speed at their Midrand facility, and provides the local team with logistical support.
We have 2 customers on the Dakar, Orlando Terranova and Lucio Alvarez, 2 Argentinians with quite a bit of Dakar experience. Orlando's won international races. And Lucio finished 15th on the Dakar last year with a vehicle which was definitely not the spec of the Toyota. The team itself, we've won multiple Baja Cups and World Cups with our vehicles previously, also supplied from South Africa. And yeah, we're the logistics partner for the Imperial Toyota team on the Dakar, providing logistics support and handling the European operations.
The massive effort going into the Dakar Rally will have long-term implications for Toyota and Toyota Motorsport, as well as the Imperial Group and the other players involved in the project. Perhaps the most important aspect of the undertaking is that it showcases South African motorsport to a worldwide audience.
I think for any racer, the dream is to have full manufacturer support. Toyota South Africa, as well as Imperial Toyota, have been hugely involved in the project as a whole, not only for the local team but for Overdrive. You know, we've been able to get some very, very high-level cars, and obviously Glenn and his team stand behind that, and they've worked day and night for the past 6 months to get this ready. But I think Toyota worldwide, there is definitely interest. We have huge support from Toyota Argentina on the Dakar in terms of vehicles, press, marketing, and it's been really good working with them. Toyota Belgium has come on board with us, and we'll have events with them next year. So I think it's really, we've got to look at this as a long-term project, and any manufacturer, we have to bring the results first, and hopefully we can deliver on what we're dreaming of delivering, and then we can see for next year.